Game on. Welcome everybody. Chelsea have just joined Manchester United. And there's 0-0. It was a very uninspiring game. Loitering in the background, you can see him there, is Hugh Wizzy. Hugh, give us a wave.
Oh, am I on camera?
Yes.
Oh,
kindly joining me is the one and only Adam McKola from the Stretford Paddock. Make sure you check out their channel. From our perspective, to be honest, I think it's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's a good point for you guys. Although I think a lot of you fans watching that would have been like, we should have got a goal there, or we could have got. I think the one result none of us expected today was 0-0. Both those defences to keep a clean sheet, and that's exactly what they've both done. So I think the defences will be walking off that pitch thinking, bloody hell, I've kept a clean sheet. We haven't done one of them in a while. Although I know you drew 0-0 midweek, and the attackers will be coming off thinking, we should have had them there. Because I don't think either side played particularly well. There were periods of the game, especially in the first half, where Uslak were dominating the possession, and you think, Ollie's got his selection wrong, other players tired from Paris, what is going on here? And then we had a little bit of a reaction in the second half when we brought on Paul Pogba, and I thought our team looked a lot better. But it was never, if we won that, I think it would have been undeserved.
Can I ask you, were you surprised at the selection from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because as a Chelsea fan, like obviously I've got a huge vested interest in the game. I was delighted to see Paul Pogba on the bench. I was delighted to see Edison Cavani on the bench. Would you have started at least one of those players over, say, somebody like Dan James?
I wanted Pogba to start, but Dan James is a winger. With Martial being out, Cavani just coming back, that's Rashford's position. Rashford goes 9. You then need someone to play out wide. Would I have started Daniel James? Personally, no. Did I see that kind of thing happening? I saw McTominay and Fred playing in midfield, so I'm not surprised that Pogba was on the bench. I would have started him, maybe in a midfield 3 or even in the 4-2-3-1. But yeah, I can see what you mean. There are players that Mason Greenwood, you wouldn't want to play against him.
Exactly.
You'd rather play against Daniel James because Mason Greenwood has the pace. He might not be as quick as James, but he knows what he's doing with it. Did you see that clip of Thierry Henry and AJ and that speaking about pace the other day?
What were they saying?
And Thierry Henry they were saying like who would win out of a race. They were having a kind of little joke, Mbappe and Henry. But then Henry took a serious moment aside and he was like, look at this kid though. He's special. He's not just quick. He's looking around. He can take a touch on his left foot, his right foot. He knows when players are coming. Daniel James is just quick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He is just quick and he doesn't do enough for me. And I feel he's got to do more. So I agree. I would have played Pogba from the start maybe, but I can understand why Ali hasn't. He hasn't been great this season so far.
And overall though, are you happy with the point?
No. A draw against Chelsea, you can take, like, I've been to games against Chelsea over the years where we've got battered, where we've had, I remember like Hasselbank being in the studio on Sky
that
today.
top corner
Made me think of the 3-3.
that top
Was it
corner.
Ranieri's first game for you guys at Old Trafford?
When he took it on his chest and hit it across,
3-3 game, Ranieri. Like, I remember, like, Chelsea are a team that we're not expected to beat every game, I know that. But after we'd lost our first 2 opening league games at home, and then you've not won at home, you're coming up against a Chelsea side, they're under pressure, you draw against Southampton, and then to not even score. That's what I said. You said to me, what's your prediction? I said, I don't know, but we'll score.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
And do you know what? Considering Chelsea's leaky back line, like it's different now, we have a keeper who played very well.
Apart from that one moment.
He
passed it into the net.
goal, didn't he? Yeah, that was a slightly agonising moment. But aside from that, I think you could easily make a case for him being man of the match.
Yeah, and that says the quality of the match
was low,
but also the defenders and the keepers had the best game, didn't they? I think for us, Victor Lindelof looked better than I've seen him in a long time. You obviously won't see that because you don't see United as regularly as me, but he hasn't looked great recently. Maguire, he didn't look convincing at times. There was a few times where you square him up and you flip past him, Pulisic causing problems, but a clean sheet will boost him massively. You saw him trudging off for England. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere else but on a football pitch. So to get a clean sheet's big, but I'd say if I was being neutral, from a neutral perspective, Mendy, had to get it.
Got to be man of the match. Do you know what? Just before I let you go, Ad, we've just come out of the kickoff studio. You've become semi-regular on the kickoff these days.
Mate, I love it. I do.
It's good, isn't it?
I love it. And I was chatting to Bry once, and he said we'd love to get you on more regularly. Obviously, I'm doing my thing, so it's difficult, especially on match days. My problem was I'd be at this game.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be able to come and pop in reviews like so. The fact that I'm not at them means I've got more time to do that, and I love it because one of the things about me and YouTube, you'll know because I've worked with you from the start of my YouTube career. But like, I don't force relationships with people. Like if I don't like someone, I'm not gonna work with them in it. And I think every single lad that comes on the show, I like working with them individually. So yeah, it's a good mix. Man.
No, it's been good. I suppose last thing to say. What does this result mean from here? Where do Manchester United go?
It's not a bad result. It's not a bad. It could have been worse. I hate to use that phrase because it normally means you've not got what you wanted, but it's not a destabilising result. We'll go into the game against Leipzig thinking, all right, we beat PSG, beat Newcastle, clean sheet against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's keep it. It depends on the next result, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you lose your next game, then this point looks shit.
Yeah.
If you win your next game, then it looks like a result that's just come in the middle of a difficult fixture list, and you keep so early in the season.
Yeah.
How do you feel about pre-season and fitness? And are you expecting because these lads earlier today, I didn't pull them up on it probably. Like United look shit, and it's like. Well, yeah, but it's been 3 games at home. Like, it's not been many games, you know.
There is that, but the trouble is, although it all feels very fresh and the games are coming thick and fast, what are we now? 6-7 games in. The table does start to take shape around this time, and you have to start paying attention to it because if you're too far adrift now, it does become insurmountable.
You can't win them, but you can lose them.
Exactly.
Is like what I say.
Exactly. But mate, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a joy to do the kick-off with you, and I look forward to the next one.
Most def.
Thank you. Cheers. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, click like and get to do the subscribing thing. Thank you.